Now to a story that you'll only see on 12 News. They promised to help vulnerable Native Americans, but instead are taking advantage of them for money. We're talking about the illegitimate group homes here in the Valley targeting Indigenous people by picking them up off the street in vans or placing them in those so-called rehab centers in order to get federal funds without actually treating anyone.
Well, now the FBI is getting involved. Team 12's Chase Golightly spoke exclusively with the special agent in charge of the investigation. And Chase, this sounded fishy right from the start, and it was all about money.
Mark Kriebe, it's no drop in the bucket either. The FBI says this has been going on for years, costing the taxpayers millions of dollars. We've spoken with those who had their loved ones taken.
She was approached walking on the street.
Reva Stewart says her cousin was approached by a van similar to this one in New Mexico and driven hours away to the valley with the promise of getting sober at one of their at-home rehab centers. But Stewart says that was a lie.
She got in the van. There was she said 4 other people. They were allowed to drink. They gave them alcohol.
Once they made it to the group home, Stewart's cousin was told to sign up for the state's American Indian Health Program. When she refused, they told her to go, leaving her stranded hundreds of miles away from home.
Rode around on the bus trying to figure out how am I going to hitchhike back.
But this is far from the only incident. 12 News went to a Phoenix neighborhood where there are about 20 licensed behavioral health homes where neighbors worry this is happening. We spoke to one man who was picked up from Tuba City in northern Arizona.
I got a ride. Yeah, I got picked up.
He said he was living at a sober living home and said he was okay. But when asked by a neighbor if he was sober,
You smoked pot today, right?
Oh, yeah.
reports of this coming out of Tuba City, leading to dozens of Native Americans reported as missing.
It's been every kind of vehicle.
And a federal investigation.
So I'm a special agent with the FBI. I've been here about 6 years. I work healthcare fraud and complex financial crimes.
Special Agent Antoinette Ferrari says these illegitimate group homes are doing this for one reason.
So what it's predicated on is the money that people are getting.
With no intention of giving anyone help.
They're not getting the services for mental health illnesses or substance abuse that they actually need to be getting.
Making their victims sign up for access so they can make money. A lot of money.
We're talking about millions that have gone out.
Taking advantage of Native Americans and the system.
That's a huge concern for us. A lot of times they're being put in dangerous situations. Sometimes their children are being put in dangerous situations.
Agent Ferrari now asking for victims, families, anyone who experienced this to come forward to help them put a stop to these group homes. That information can be found on our website, 12news.com. Now, Access, again, that's the program where these federal dollars are being taken. They say that they're aware of the situation and are working with the FBI on this. But we'll be sure to keep you updated as we follow these latest developments. For now, we're live in the Alert Center. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. Now for the